Hi, welcome to another edition of the Blues Living Room, a monthly visit with blues artists from around the Northwest area. I'm Marlee Walker, and our special guest for this month's program is a man that has reached legendary status in the Northwest blues scene. He's a permanent part of the Northwest Passage at the Experience Music Project Museum, and it is my pleasure to have with me today Little Bill Englehart and also his special guest, Dick Powell. Thanks for joining me, guys.
You're welcome, Marlee.
Welcome.
Yeah, a big part of your history, Bill, in 1957, you were one of the first guys to start a rhythm and blues group.
Yeah, in Tacoma.
As a genre, it was really just a baby.
We were the first ones in Tacoma. There was two other groups at that time, but they were both in Seattle, the Frantics and the Playboys, but we were the first ones in Tacoma, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you were listening to the radio. Bob Summarize was on KTAC at the time.
Yeah.
And of course, he was playing Ray Charles and Ruth Brown. And
he was playing music we'd never heard. And it was really, I remember hearing that and thinking, that's what I've been looking for.
Kind of rang a bell, huh?
Yeah, a bell that I didn't even know was there.
And you were about 15 at the time?
15, 16 years old, yeah. He was on top of he would do his show on top of a drive-in restaurant out on 6th Avenue in Tacoma. And we'd go out there, and if you bought a hamburger, you'd say your name on the radio, you know. So I bought a lot of hamburgers. Just do a lot of good music.
Hey, name recognition started early for you.
That's right.
And you've always been one of the hardest working guys in the business. You've taught me a lot of lessons about working hard, working every day. And as a matter of fact, your first hit, you were 19 years old in 1959.
First and only hit. Yeah.
I Love an Angel.
Yeah.
It got in the top 100.
Yes, it did.
That must have been kind of a shock to really be thrown into that scene.
We went over to Seattle to record ourselves. Instrumentals. We did it all. The guy came in and said, "You got anything else?" We said, "We got a vocal." So we did this vocal, and the next thing I knew, there was these people from Dalton Records there, and they had national records out. And the guy sent me home with a contract from my dad, and I don't know, a month later, we were on the radio, and a few weeks after that, we were on the national charts. Yeah, it was.
But you had to pinch yourself and say, "This is real."
Oh, yeah, it was pretty overwhelming because I was the oldest. There were 6 of us, and I was the oldest, and I was 19. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you've been doing this for over 40 years. Your latest record is One Night Only, which you and Dick produced.
Yes.
And you actually dedicate it to a guy that got you your first gig at the George Washington Carver Legion Hall. It says right here on the back, dedicated to the memory of Mr. Jenkins and the original 1955 Tacoma Blue Notes.
I was 15.
So he was in the Blue Notes, the original group?
The name of the band that they had down at the Legion Hall was the Blue Notes. And I was invited down from after he and myself and a couple other guys played a dance at the vocational school in Tacoma. And they said, "Do you want to go down to the Legion?" And I was 15, and I said, "I don't know. What's the Legion?" And they said, "That's where we play music." And I said, "Well, yeah, I want to go." And I went down there, and that's where I met Mr. Jenkins. His name was Marion Jenkins, and he was a piano player. And we played shuffles and blues in B flat all night long, and we played Danny Boy. That's what we played. And it was from 10 to 2 in the morning. We made $9 each, and I thought I had died and went to heaven.
Well, now, when you started your own group, what, 1957, not too many years.
Not too many years later.
How did you come up with the name and not step on any toes? I mean...
Well, that band had disbanded years before that. I don't know, I don't know the answer to that. Maybe I liked the name or something, I don't know. But...
part of your origin?
Yeah, maybe part of where I came from, you know. I don't remember. I wish I did, but I don't.
Well, and this was in the Hilltop region of Tacoma. You were the only white person in the room at the time.
In the room, yeah.
And the Legion Hall was a regular gig.
It was an American Legion Hall. So,
that must have been an experience.
You know, I was talking the other night to Tommy Morgan, our drummer, and I was saying, I wish I could remember the feelings and the emotions that I had then, because at the time I was like 15 and probably thinking, aren't I cool? I'm in there with these older black guys, and so you know, I wish I could go back somehow and feel what that must have really felt like, because I'm sure it was really powerful. I know it was, but I wish I could get those feelings back.
Well, and at 15, you probably didn't have a clue how powerful it was. I mean,
I didn't.
Really, awareness of racism in the Northwest, we're kind of isolated, so there may have been sort of a gap of understanding
probably so
what it was all about. And,
yeah.
Well, and you were honored to, I'm sure, to be invited in. That's probably first feather in the cap, huh?
My dad said, "Why do you want to go down there?" And I said, "Because they play the blues down there, Dad, and I want to play it with them, you know."
Well, and you've played some notorious rooms, some outstanding history is, you're part of it. The Jackson Street After Hours book that Paul DeBarros wrote about a lot of the history in Seattle includes rooms like the Black and Tan, which you played as a youngster. The Mint.
The Mint
was a regular stop for you.
Yeah, we were there I was there for about 4 years.
Joe Johansson and Isaac Scott stories, left and right.
Yeah. Isaac was our special guest a lot. He'd come down all dressed up in a white suit, you know, and he was shining.
Dick, you probably have some of those rooms experience in some of those fun rooms. What are some of the rooms that you've played as well?
Well, I played with Bill down there at the Mint a few times. That was pretty fun with Joe, and I played with Isaac down there. It was a wild place then.
Well, now you both have mentors in the blues. I know that, Dick, your association with James Cotton goes way back, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you record with him. Wink, wink.
We would like to do that sometime.
Yeah, I hope that can happen. And James is, of course, a favorite here in the Northwest, makes a regular stop. You've actually opened for B.B. King and many other notables.
Well, Dick has too. Dick's actually opened for B.B. King more than I have, but opening for B.B. King, that was a real high point for me. I didn't have my own band at the time. I was working with a different band, and but he was we opened for him for 5 nights, 2 shows a night at the Trojan Horse. And I thought, gee, I'm probably going to get B.B. King'd out, you know. But it was like going to school every night, you know.
Yeah, well, and no matter how many years in the blues he's there, or any of us are here, every time I see one of his shows, I always go, that was one of the best shows of the year. It never ceases to impress me how much of a showman, a great showman he is. He can really entertain.
My first real influence wasn't B.B. King, though. B.B. King came a little later. My first was Ray Charles. Because I saw Ray Charles in about 1956 with the small band, and
well, now, what made you pick up the bass, Bill?
Okay. Joe Johansson, that you mentioned a minute ago, he and I and the original drummer from the Blue Notes, Lassie Ains, and this other guitar player were going to go on the road and play on a club down in North Bend, Oregon. And at the time I was playing little rhythm guitar and singing. And the night before we left, this other guy got put in jail. So we didn't want to lose the job. So we went, and Joe says, "You're going to be the bass player." And I said, "Okay." And we had somehow stole Buck Ormsby's bass. I don't know how we did that. Another musician had done. And Joe said to me, I said, "Well, you know, I've never." He said, "Just play simple and stay out of the way." So that's how I became a bass player. I still try to do that, stay simple.
And it works. And it works. How about you, Dick? What made you lean towards the Hammond B3, the keyboard, and the harmonica, and vocals?
Well, what first got me going was rock and roll, and it was actually Little Richard as his vocals and that, and then he played piano also, and I really have played piano the longest of any instrument, but.
You come from a musical family. Your dad was.
Oh yeah, my dad had a band, and you know, as soon as you got good enough to play in it, you could play in it. So I played trumpet in the band when I was about maybe 13 or 14, quite a bit.
He had some high standards to meet, huh?
Oh, yeah, well, the old guys then, yeah.
All right. Well, now, was that a big band, a swing band?
It wasn't. It was was various sizes depending on what they were playing. They played some bigger dances on New Year's Eve and things like that, and I got hired on all of those deals usually. And
oh, that must have been a treat to play with your own dad.
it was great. It was great. I learned actually a lot playing with those guys.
Did he guide you about instrument choice or anything, musical choices? Or
No,
did he not want you to be a musician?
no, he thought that was okay, but I would make that choice on my own. And the instrument was because of a guy in his band, and I can only remember the guy's first name. It was Wayne, and he played trumpet, and he was a great trumpet player. And I knew I wanted to play trumpet, you know. And so I ended up playing trumpet, and I played for quite a long time. But
do you pick it up any these days? Or?
no, I don't have one anymore even.
Tell me about playing trumpet at the funerals.
Oh yeah, well, one of my first paying gigs was I used to play taps at VFW funerals, and I'd travel. I'd go on the road with the firing squad. So
wow,
these guys are all VFW guys, and they would go to the VFW place, and they'd say, "Okay, Dick, you watch the rifles now," and they'd all go in and have a few shots, and then we'd come out and go to the funeral, and
you had your job.
They'd do the firing squad, and they'd send me over the hill, you know, away, so they couldn't really see me in the woods or over the hill, and they'd do the 21 gun salute, and then I'd play taps from over the hill, and you get out of school and you made $5 or something.
Right.
Yes.
Well, and I bet you heard some incredible stories from the old guys.
From those guys, yeah, they were wild.
Sometimes you probably learn stuff just by osmosis, just by being around it and watching.
Oh, yeah,
you
absolutely.
guys probably had both wonderful experiences with that. Well, now, let's get into some of the recording history. Bill, you have 10 full LPs, 9 of which are CDs. How many of those are still available? You have obviously the new one. Really?
When they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone. Is there any plan to reissue?
We're not with a label, so we put the money up ourselves, or I put it up, or Tommy's put up money for CDs, and so you work them as much as you can, but with that many CDs, it would cost an awful lot of money to have all that on hand.
So people got to get them when they're fresh.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, no.
Yes.
Well, now, your new one has 9 tracks on it. Oh, let me get some more history in here. 11 Northwest Awards I count, and I'm not sure if I have an accurate count. There might be some more since then. You've been in the WBS Hall of Fame, Best Band, Best Bass, Best CD, Best Traditional Band, Entertainer of the Year, Lifetime Achievement, also the Summey Awards, which are in Bob Summerize's name. They've made you a Northwest Legend in their awards in the past.
They ran out of things to do.
And Dick, you've also won numerous awards, including the Hall of Fame and Lifetime Achievement from the Washington Blues Society, Best Harmonica, Best Keyboard, of course. Some of your history, people might know the Chrome Circus era. The
old psychedelic band era of the 60s.
That's right. You had to do that, you know.
The lost 60s, as they say at EMP.
And what's the Joffrey Ballet history?
Oh, that's the Joffrey Ballet is a ballet company in New York, and
they needed a harmonica?
No, they actually needed a score for their psychedelic ballet, Astarte, the Goddess of Love. And
that would be you?
That was it.
Dick.
Well, I helped to write the score for that. And the Chrome Circus, we wrote all of the music for that, and won the 1967-68 ASCAP Pop Award in that by writing that score. And we performed it all over the United States. We went to Europe with it.
Have you written scores since then?
No, not generally, not into that kind of. I've written some songs, but generally like to play more than anything. So.
And you've recorded quite a few commercials. People probably heard you.
Oh, sure.
On the box a little.
Yes, around here, probably. I can't even think of them anymore.
But if you hear a nasty harp sound, it's got to be Dick Powell.
Yeah.
Well, now, the other members of your band, definitely worth noting. Billy Stapleton just joined you on guitar recently, a few months back.
Great addition.
Years with, of course, the Mark Dufresne Band. People saw him in that band for years. They took Best Band, he took Best Guitar, Best Slide, so you have award-winning player there, and Billy's a
He's a great player.
Great player. A lot of respect for him in the community.
Yeah, he and Tommy have really locked in rhythmically, and Billy was a really good addition. When there was gonna be a change, I wasn't sure who to go to, and Billy called me up, and he says, "How do I get that job?" And I said, "Well, you got to learn a lot of different songs and this and this and that." And he says, "All I want you to do is give me a shot." And I said, "Well, let's do it then." And I couldn't be happier. You know.
Right on. Right on. Well, for years you've been leading bands in the Northwest and working them, keeping them busy. People know they have regular income when they work with Little Bill.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you could pick from a line of people in every position.
You know, I don't know. I don't think that way, so I don't know.
Your drummer's been loyal since 1962?
Well, yeah, we started
Morgan.
playing music together in '62. We've went our different ways a few times. Tommy, we haven't played together solid since then. We've been friends since then. Yeah, Tommy and I, it's really, people say when they work with Tom and I that it's like this, you know, because we've played together for so many years.
You're like brothers.
Like brothers.
Yeah, like brothers in the blues. Well, now, a few more questions about the new record. The songwriting is not an easy task always, although sometimes it comes really easily depending on the situation. And it usually, I find the blues is about the truth, and that's when some of the best songs come out. Can you share with us a songwriting experience for you, a song that really came about from a truthful experience and just really...
Well, it turned out that I didn't know where it came from until it was a song called Another Rainy Day, and that was on one of the CDs we did. And when I write a song, like Tommy will say, I'll try songs out different ways, and he'll say, "You're right on I do it right on the set." If I go in a room and try to sit down and write, it doesn't happen. I got to be playing. So this particular song called Another Rainy Day, I wrote it, and it was about a guy down on his luck that was talking about he was going to go home and going to straighten up, and I liked the song. At the time, Buck England was playing Hammond with me, and Buck really liked the song. I had the horn players, and but I kept thinking to myself, I wonder what made me think of that song, because it wasn't something I sat down and tried to write. Okay, and we were playing. I think it was a Fat Tuesday type of thing. We were playing back behind it, you know, that park behind Pioneer Square.
Occidental Park, yeah.
We were playing back there. It was a rainy kind of a day anyway. And I'm doing this song, and right out here, not too far from me, was this old black man. And obviously a street person, with the pants that didn't fit, and, you know. And he was looking right through me, and it was making me really nervous. I'm singing this song, and I could just feel him looking right at me, and I was intimidated with the whole situation. And finally I thought, out of hell with it, I'm just going to sing this song, and I'll sing it to him, you know. And so I did. And when he got all done, he gave me one of these. And I thought, and Buck says, the song's about that guy. You know. Yeah,
he was going, yeah, me too.
Or that's me, you know. He related.
Either that or he was Australian and he was saying up yours.
Well, listen, you two, I wish we could talk all evening long. People can see you regularly at festivals, Bumbershoot, Pike Place Market. I know that you also play Jake's in New Orleans, Jake's and Federal Way in New Orleans in the Pioneer Square area on a regular basis. Bill, I have to stop and mention you wrote a book. You used to write a column for the Blues to Do every month, and I have to say it was a treat to have you write for us.
It was my pleasure.
And that turned into a book, so people can pick up the book as well?
Well, it's like the records. Once the books were gone, we didn't reorder.
Okay, so check your used book stores.
Yeah, all of our stuff is in used stores, except for the new things.
Okay, and the website, havemusic.com//Little Bill, or just hit search Little Bill Englehart. They need to type in Englehart, don't they?
Either way.
Okay, they'll find you by searching. Terrific experience having you both here. I know, Dick, we could talk some more about you, get some more stories out of you too. The latest record, once again, One Night Only, and 9 great tracks. We'll we're going to hear some of those coming up. You're going to do some live performing for us. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming in and joining us in the Blues Living Room. Hi, and welcome to the performance section of the Blues Living Room. We're really glad you're here for Little Bill and the Blue Notes. My name is Marlee Walker, and to my left, Dick Powell on harmonica. That was Dick Powell on harmonica. My mic was down. To my far right, Billy Stapleton on guitar. Behind us all, Tommy Morgan on the drums. And my dear friend, a cornerstone in the Northwest music scene, Little Bill Englehart.
I know where to go. I'm home about it, me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, saying my love for you. I know for certain it's you I love. I'm through with flirting, it's just you I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, saying my love for you. Like Jack Horner, I'm in a corner, don't go nowhere. Well, what do I care? Well, your kisses are worth the waiting for. Okay, our lady got nowhere to go. I'm home about it, me and my radio. And it's a baby, saving my love for you. In a corner, I don't go nowhere. Oh, what do I care for your kisses? I was waiting for. You see, our baby got nowhere to go. I'm home about it, me and my radio. And it's believing, I'm saving all my love for you. Never been to Mississippi, but then we don't have you. I've never been to Mississippi, but then we don't have you. If you wanna play some, I never had a cheap woman. Lord knows, I said I never will. Never had a cheap woman. I said that I never will. scale me some. Ain't got no freight train. Well, they just scale me some. I said I do know where I'm going. Lord, I know where I'm coming from. Well, I don't pick no cotton, baby. I'll tell you now, I ain't gonna got myself no broke-ass shoes. Well, I don't pick no cotton, baby. Ain't got no broke-ass shoes. That even white folks said even white folks get the blues. Yeah, white folks get the blues. Before we do our last song, I'd like to remind you that, or tell you that every year we do the Christmas show at Blues Vespers in Tacoma, the third Sunday of the month, and we'll be there in December. It's a song off the new CD called, what's the name of this song? Lincoln Continental Blues. I wear $1,000 suits, $100 ties. All those young ladies, they want to go for a ride in my Lincoln Continental. Lord, I'm looking cool. I tell you, I'm making so much money. Well, it's getting hard to sing the blues. I got money in the bank, money down in my kit, and it was not my front room. Well, they ain't made it yet. Having a Lincoln Continental. And girl, I bought it just for you. But I'm making so much money. Lord, it's getting hard to sing the blues. Oh, there's the power. Like the preacher said, can't take it away with you when you go. Got that old Lincoln Continental. Lord, you know I'm looking cool. way to the bank, and it's getting real hard to sing the blues.